Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. In this video, I will be discussing the pseudocodes which are asked in Capgemini. Now this is part 3 of this series. Part 1 and 2 are already uploaded on my channel. The link will be given in the description box. So guys, make sure that after watching this video, you watch those videos as well. Guys, if you are new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe it as well as join my Telegram group also. I post regular updates on different companies which are hiring as well as the questions which are getting asked in them. So guys, now let's start this video, and before starting the video, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button for this channel. Okay, so in first question we have to find out the output for this particular snippet. So we are given integer pqr, so we are given p, then we are given q, then we are given r. Then in the second line we have to set p is equal to 9, q is equal to 2, r is equal to 7. So let's see, p is equal to 2, wait, and q is equal to, sorry, p is equal to 9, q is equal to 2, and r is equal to 7. Okay, in the next line we are given if 5 and q is less than p. So we are given this expression. What do we do? If 5 and q is less than p, then we have to make r is equal to 3. So if 5 and q, so what will be the binary of 5? So binary of 5 will be 1 0 1. So this will be a binary of 5, and we have to do AND operation of this binary with the binary of q, that is 2. We have to now binary of q, and what is q? That is 2 only. So what is the binary of 2? It will be 0 1 0. So it will be the binary of 2. Now we have to do AND operation in between these two numbers. So the AND operation will give us 0 0 0. So in the end it will give us 0 only. So entire expression will give us 0 when we do AND operation of this. Now we have to compare this value with the p value. If the AND value of 5 and q, if the AND value of 5 and q is less than p, then we have to do r is equal to 3. So it means that, see here, binary of 5 and 2 is 0. Now 0 is less than p, that is 9. So 0 here is less than 9. So it means that if if condition is true, now we have to make r is equal to 3. Now our r value will be changed from 7 to 3. Now and if, now this if condition is ended, and in the end we have to print p plus q plus r, that is we have to print this sum, that is 9 plus 2 plus, that is 9 plus 2 plus 3 will give us 14. So our final answer will be 14 only. So I hope this question is clear to you. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, now next question is the string based question. So there are two strings. One is str1. Str1 is equal to pq. It will be capital P and small q. Sorry. And second string is str2, that is qqp. So str2 is equal to qq and capital P. Now what we do? We have to check whether the reverse of str1 plus reverse of str2 is palindrome or not. So we have to check this. So what we'll do? We'll do first the reverse of str1. The reverse of str1 is qp, and in this particular string we have to add the reverse of str2. Reverse of str2 will be capital P q q. So is this string a palindrome? We have to find that. So a palindrome is that string which we, when read from ahead and when we read from back, it pronounces same. So here it is not a palindrome. You can see that it is not a palindrome. So in this case what we have to do? We have to print false. So here our answer will be false out of the options. So I hope this thing is clear. What we have done, we were given two strings. First was str1, then was str2, and these were the values of these strings. Now what we do? We have to first do the reverse of string 1, and in that particular thing we have to add reverse of string 2. So reverse of string 1 is qp, and reverse of string 2 will be this, and then we have to check whether this entire string is palindrome or not. So you can clearly see that this string is not palindrome, because here this p is not equivalent to this p. So this is this q. So this is not palindrome. So we'll simply print false in this particular condition. Now the next question. Now the next question is again an output based question. So what we'll do? I know that this question is not clear, but I will be writing the variable names as well as their values below. So we are given three integers again, p, q and r. So again we are given three integers. Now we have to set p is equal to 1, q is equal to 8 and r is equal to 6. So p is equal to 8. sorry, p is equivalent to 1, q is equivalent to 8, q is equivalent to 8, and r is equivalent to 6. Okay, now in the third line, what we have to do if 8 is less than p or q is less than p. So we have to check this condition. If r 8 is less than p or r q is less than p, then if either of these condition is true, then only this if condition will run. So first of all, let's just check this condition whether 8 is less than p or not. So first we will check 8 is less than p. What is the value of p here? P is 1 only. So this condition is entirely not true. Now after or we will check the second condition. The q is less than p. What is q? Q is 8. Q is 8 and p is 1. So again 8 is not less than 1. So again, for or condition to run in an for or condition to run, either of these two conditions should be true, but here both the conditions are false. So it means that our control will not reach the inside of the if condition. So if our control is not reaching inside the if condition, what we'll do, we'll simply skip this 4th and 5th line, because these are the steps we have to follow if this if condition is run. So but here if condition will not run because both the conditions are false. So after this we will skip this if condition and we'll move to next line. So next line is end if, and other line is we have to simply print p plus q plus r. So in this case we will simply print p plus q plus r, that will be 1 plus 8 plus 6. So it will be 15. So our final output is 15 only. So I hope this question is clear to you. In this if condition there is a or statement. Now or statement only runs if either of these two conditions are true, but in this case both the conditions are false. So therefore our control will not go inside the if condition and our code inside the if condition will not run. So indirectly we are skipping the if condition for this particular question. So I hope the concept is clear to you. Now the next question. Now again the next question is again based on the output 1 only. Sorry. Now you have to find the output for the same. And in this case what we are seeing, we are given a function. In this function there are 3 arguments that is passed, a, b and c, and in the question only we are given that a is equivalent to 9, b is equivalent to 7 and c is equivalent to 10. Okay, so here again a is equivalent to 9, b is equivalent to 7, c is equivalent to 10. So these are the 3 conditions which are given to us, and these are the 3 parameters which are passed in the function. Now the second line contains c is equivalent to 10 plus c. So c is equivalent to 10 plus c. So what will do, c is equivalent to 10 plus c, and what is the value of c? It is 10 only. So here we will 10. Now the new value of c has become 20. So the old value is overridden. So now our new value after running line 2 will be c is equivalent to 20. That is c is equal to 10 plus c. Now we will check again the if condition. If b plus a plus c, if the value of these three, if the value of sum of these 3 variables is greater than c plus b. Okay, so first we'll do a plus b plus c, that will be 9 plus 7 plus 20, and if this condition is greater than c plus b, what is c plus b? It will be 7 plus 20. So what is the output for this particular condition? So it will be 36, and for this particular condition it will be 26. So we know that 36 is greater than 27. So this if condition will run because the condition is true, that is 36 is greater than 7. So it means the if condition will run, and now we have to perform the steps which are present inside the if condition. Okay, what is present inside the if condition is that we have to again update the value of c. Now c is equivalent to, what we do, c is equivalent to 7 and c. We have to perform this operation 7 and c. Now what is the binary? For performing an AND operation we need to have a binary form. So what is the binary of 7? So first is binary of 7. Okay, so what is the binary of 7? It will be 1 1 0 1. Okay, so it is 4, wait, it is 4, okay, sorry, so it is 1 1 1. So this is the binary of 7, that is this is 1 plus 2 plus 4, that is 7 only. Now we have to find the binary of 20. What will be the binary of 20? So it can be broken into 2 steps, that is 16 plus 4. Okay, 1 0 0, sorry, 1 0 and 0. Okay, so 1, that is 2, and this is 4, this is 8. So this is the binary of 20. Now if we convert the binary of 7 also in 5 bits, then what will be the binary of 7? It will be like this. Now what we have to do, we have to perform AND operation between these two things. Now when we will performing the AND operation, we will notice one thing. See, 1 and 1 is 0, 1 and 0 is again, sorry, 1 and 1 is 1, 1 and 0 is 0. So in this case all the bits will be 0 except the middle one. So it will be again 0, it will be 1, because 1 and 1 is 1, and again 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0. So now binary of 7 and 20 is this, that is, this is the value of 4. So this is the value of 4. Now what we have to do, we have to replace the value of C with 7 and C. So we have found the value of 7 and C, that is 4. Now we have to replace this C value with this value, that is C is equivalent to 4. Now again the previous value has been overridden. So now if condition is fulfilled. Now we will come out of if condition, and in this particular function we will return the value of a plus b plus c. Now what are the current values of a plus b plus c? That is 9 plus 7 plus 4, 9 plus 7 plus 4. So it will be 20. So the answer for this particular function will be 20. So I hope this question is clear to you. Now we'll move to the next question, and it is the last question of this particular video. Okay, again there is a output question only. Now we are given three integers, a is equivalent to 2, b is equivalent to 7, and c is equivalent to 6. So a is equivalent to 2, b is equivalent to 7, c is equivalent to 6. Okay, now we will run the third, that is third is the if condition, that is if 4 is less than b or 5 plus 7 is less than 8 plus a. Okay, so there are again two conditions. First condition is 4 is less than b, so this is the first condition, and in between there is an OR, and second condition is 5 plus 7 that is 12 is less than 8 plus a. And what is 8 plus a? 8 plus a is 8 plus 2, that is 10. So we know that if there is a OR condition in the if condition, then the if condition run only when either of these two conditions are true. So I hope this is the thing that you all know. So 4 is less than b. What is the value of b? b is 7. So here see, 4 is less than 7, so this condition is true. So if either of these two conditions is true, then this if condition will run. Now we have seen that this condition is true, it means that if condition will run. Now in if condition, what we are doing, we are updating the value of c. Now c is equivalent to 11 plus value of c. So what was the previous value of c? It was 6. So we will replace it with 6. Now c has become 11 plus 6, that is 17. So now the new value of c will override the previous value. So now c has become 17. Okay, so now the new value of a, b and c are given here. Now again in the line 6, after if condition is run, what we have to do, we have to do a is equivalent to c plus a. So what is the value of c? It is 17. What is the value of a? It is 2. So now the new value of a will be 17 plus 2, that is 19. So again this 19 value will override this previous 2 value. Now it has become 19. So we'll remove this, and in the end what we'll do, we'll print a plus b plus c. So we'll simply print 19 plus 7 plus 17. So the final value will be 43. So this is the final output for this particular question. So as this was it for this video, I hope you understood every question. So thank you for watching it.